Hi everybody, it's Tracy. Welcome to a mini slow flow. It's just a 30-minute class allowing you to get a little bit of movement happening, a little bit of breath, and having some fun while we are all inside. So let's start seated on our mats or just on the floor if you don't have a mat with you. Good. So just get yourself comfortable. Think about dropping those sit bones down, just resting your hands on your knees or in your lap. Soften the shoulders and close your eyes. Bring your focus inside to the breath and just notice how on an inhale it's filling up the torso and how on an exhale the breath leaves the body. Just notice that. No judgment. It's just about bringing the focus inside so that you don't have to worry about everything that's around us. Trying to let go of any worries that you've had earlier in the day or what's to come. There are a lot of worries out there, but we're going to try to keep with our practice so that we can find some moments of peace. Good. So as you breathe, see if you can soften the shoulders a little bit more. Soften the hips. And soften the muscles in the face and the jaw. Just allowing yourself to let go a little bit more with each breath, with each exhale. You don't have to do anything special with the breath. You're just noticing it. Take a few moments here to feel the calm through the body. So keeping your eyes closed, just bring the focus back as you deepen the breath. Good, and then gently open the eyes. Let's do a few shoulder scrunches. So just pull them up to your ears and on a sigh, let them go. Again, lifting the shoulders up to the ears and letting them go. One more time, lifting the shoulders up. This is where we feel a lot of our tension, right? And let them go. Nice. Let's reach the arms out to the side. Inhale, lift the arms up. So we're using our breath here. Exhale, lower the hands back down. Good. Let's do that again. Turning the palms up as if you're lifting something. Reach up towards the ceiling. And then exhale as if you're pressing something down. Take them down towards the mat. Again, inhale, lifting up. And exhale, lower down. Inhale, lifting up. And exhale, lowering down. Good. So just keep your hands where they are. We're going to keep the right hand on the mat. You're going to lift up the left arm and you're going to lean over to your right. Try to keep the right hip down as you open up the chest. Now from here, I want you to turn the torso a bit more towards the knee as you reach that left arm forward. And then take the hand maybe to the floor or almost to the floor. Sweep it around to the other side. Take the right arm over to the side and come back into a side bend on the other side. Good. Let's do the same thing again. So taking the torso towards the left knee, reaching that hand away from you, just letting it skim across the floor, letting the left arm follow, coming back into a side bend here. Again, let's go over to the right, over that right knee, skimming those hands across the floor, coming into a side bend. Good. On your exhale, take the arm forward, skim the hands across the floor and come into a side bend. Couple more times, so just exhaling here, using your breath, reaching through the fingers as you take the hands over to the other side and then open up the chest. And then exhale, taking the hands again in front of you and over to the other side, reaching over and then coming back up to a seated position. Nice, just roll those shoulders up. Good, and shake out the head a little bit. Awesome, let's shake out those legs and switch so the other one's in front. I'm just gonna do a little bit of torso circles just to get a little bit into the hips, a little bit more. So creating some nice big circles here. And let's use our breath again. Exhaling as you come forward, inhaling as you come back. Using that breath. You can even play with breathing just in and out of the nose, just to create a little bit of heat. Exhaling. Inhaling. Exhaling. Inhaling. Let's go the other way. Exhaling, coming forward. Inhale, come back. Exhale forward. Inhale back. Exhale. Inhale. Let's do one more. Exhale. And inhale. Good. And bring those legs forward. Let's bend the knees. Lift those toes up and press the heels forward. So you're just doing a simple bend of the knee and then pressing the legs forward. And just do that a few times, keeping the spine nice and long, just getting a little movement now through the legs. Good, so a couple more times here, keeping the toes curling back towards the shins. Now lift up through the spine and just lean forward a little bit, coming into a little bit of a forward bend. So you can keep your hands out to the side. You might be able to reach the fingers forward, or you might even be able to grab the toes. If you have the toes, lengthen again, lift through that spine, and maybe you can bend the elbows and go a little bit further, but just go as far as you can. No competition here, it's all good. Breathing, getting some length through the lower back. Awesome. Come on back up. Shake out those legs again. We're going to scoot the legs over to the side and come to a tabletop position. Good. So having the hands right under the shoulders, lifting up the upper back. Hips are right above the knees. You're going to scoot the right foot back and lift it up just hip height. Good. So we're going to do a little bit of movement with breath again here. By bringing the knee to the chin, tucking and rounding the back. On an inhale, press the foot back. On an exhale, bring the knee forward, tucking the chin. Inhale, pressing the foot back. Let's do one more of those. Tucking the chin and the knee, and then pressing the foot back. Good. Now take the right foot across the other leg. Drop the toes to the ground, press back through the heel, and then take your gaze back to that foot. Breathing here, getting some length through the right side. Nice. Good. Let's lift the foot up again and take that knee down. Good. Let's do the same on the other side. Pressing back through that left heel, lifting up the foot. Again, just trying to keep a good foundation here through the hands and that one knee. And you're going to bring the knee to the chin as you tuck. Good. Inhale, press it back. Exhale, bring it forward to the chin, tucking. Inhale, press it back. Let's do one more. Inhale, or exhale rather. Inhale, pressing the heel back. Now, take that foot across the right leg, tuck the toes, press through the heel, and then take your gaze back to the foot. So you're getting length through the left side here. Breathing, try not to sink into the shoulders. Make sure you've got still good foundation through the hands. Nice, let's lift that foot up and take the knee down, and then just shake the hips out a little bit. Breathing here. Good. We're going to tuck the toes. We're going to come up to downward facing dog. So just spreading those fingers nice and wide, keeping the knees soft if you need to, and feel free to move the hips. So bending one knee at a time, letting the hip move to the side, breathing here. Try to keep the head kind of loose, feel some length through the neck, and opening through the shoulders. Good. So from here, come back to your neutral downward dog position. We're going to lift the right foot up behind us, press through that heel. The gaze is just basically towards your left leg. You're still trying to keep the shoulders open. Now bring the foot up to the glute and open up the knee to the side. So you're lifting it up and opening up the hip. If you want, you can look under the right arm to open up that hip even more. Keep breathing here. Good. Now take the gaze forward. Bring that knee towards the chin like you did before, but your gaze is forward. You're going to place the right foot between the hands. Now press down through both feet into the mat, and you're going to lift yourself all the way up to standing, straightening the right leg and keeping the left heel up. Now we're going to bend both knees, bend the elbows as well into cactus arms, and open up the chest, maybe the gaze. Good. Inhale, lift up. On an exhale, bend the knees, bend the elbows, open up the chest. Good. Inhale, lift up. Good. Exhale, bending the knees, bending those elbows. Good. This time, lift up. And then you're going to drop the left heel, bend the right knee, and come into Warrior Two. Virabhadrasana B. So the knee is above the ankle. You're pressing back through the left heel. You're dropping the shoulders and reaching out through that right hand. Good. Keep breathing here. Now let's take the left hand to the left leg. Turn the right hand up. Inhale, lift up to reverse warrior. And breathe here. Good. Breathing, reaching up. Awesome. Opening up through the side. Good. Come back to Warrior Two. You're going to take the left arm over as you lift the left heel. Come back to that lunge and go back to downward facing dog. And again, bend one knee at a time. Letting the hips move side to side. Continuing to breathe. And we're going to come back to downward dog, into our neutral downward dog, and come into the sequence again on the other side. So lifting the left foot this time, press back through the heel. Really taking the weight, keeping the weight into the legs, out of the shoulders as much as you can. Lift the foot towards the glute, and then lift the knee up towards the ceiling, maybe popping your head under that left arm. Breathing here, feeling some opening through the hip. Good. Gaze comes forward, knee comes forward, rounding your back. Take the gaze to your hands and take the foot between the hands. You might want to walk the left foot out to the left if that helps. Press the feet down into the mat. Inhale, lift all the way up, straightening the front leg and keeping the back heel up. Good. On an exhale, bend the knees, bend the elbows, come into those cactus arms again, opening the chest. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, bending the knees, bending the elbows. Good. Inhale, come up. And exhale, come down. Good. This time you're going to inhale, come up. You're going to drop the right heel and come into Warrior Two on the other side. Breathing here. Nice. Keep breathing. So soften the shoulders. You're seeing me from the other side now. So softening the shoulders, reaching the hands away from you, opening up that torso, gazes over the left hand. Let's drop that right hand down. Inhale, lift the left arm up. So you get some length again through the left side. Reaching those fingers up and over. Breathing, continuing to breathe. Let's come back to Warrior Two. Right arm comes up and over, and you're gonna go back to downward facing dog, and breathe. Again, moving one knee at a time. Good. Now from here, let's take the knees down. Drop the hips back towards the heels and come into child's pose. So feel free to drop the head right down or stack the hands and just rest the forehead on the hands. Breathing. See if you can really deepen the breath. Send it down to the lower back, the lower rib cage. So we're going to rest here for a little bit, and we're going to come back to that same sequence, but we're going to add to it. Breathing. All right. Let's take the hands forward. Come back up to tabletop. Tuck your toes and go back to downward facing dog. Again, opening up those shoulders, sending the weight back into the legs. Soften your knees as much as you need to, of course. Let's lift the right foot. Press back through the heel. You're going to lift the foot up towards the glute. Open up the knee out to the side and maybe look under that right arm. If that doesn't feel so great, just look straight down. Good. Look forward. Bring the knee to the chest, round the back. And as you look forward, the foot comes between the hands. Walk the foot over to the right a little bit. Press the feet down into the mat. Inhale, lifting up, straightening the front leg, keeping the left heel up. On an exhale, bend the knees, bend the elbows, lift the chest. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, bending the knees, bending the elbows. Inhale, lift up. And exhale, come down. Good. Inhale, lifting up. Let's drop the left heel, bend the right knee, come into warrior two. Now this time, we're going to do a similar thing that we just did. We're going to straighten the right leg. Inhale, lift those arms up. You're facing forward. On your exhale, bend the knee, come back to warrior two. Inhale, come all the way up. Exhale, back to warrior two. Let's do one more of those. Inhale, come all the way up. And exhale, come back to warrior two. Take the left hand down to the left leg. Turn the right hand up, come into that reverse warrior. And this time you might take that lower hand behind you around the back, maybe even taking the fingers to the leg. So you're opening up here, maybe a little bit more across the chest and in the shoulders. Breathing. Breathing. Good. Back to warrior two. Left arm comes over. Down to the lunge, back to downward facing dog. Bend one knee at a time and move each hip. Breathing here, letting that head go. Staying open through the shoulders. Okay, let's go to the other side. Lifting that left foot, pressing through the heel. Try not to scrunch into the shoulders, right? Try to lengthen through the neck. Take the foot towards the glute. Open up the knee. Take the gaze under the arm. Breathing here. Breathing. Nice. Gaze forward. Knee towards the chest, rounding the back. Place the left foot between the hands. Open up that left foot a little bit to the left. Press down into your mat and lift all the way up. Inhale. Straighten the front leg. Exhale, bending both knees, bending the elbows, lifting the chest. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up. And exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale, drop the right heel, come into warrior two. Good. And now we're going to straighten this left leg. So inhale, lift the arms up. And exhale, come back to warrior two. Inhale, lifting that leg, or lifting the arms. Exhale, bending the knee again. One more time, inhale, lifting up. Exhale, back to warrior two. Drop the right hand, lift the left one. Good, and breathe here. And then if you want to add to it, you could take the hand behind you, taking the fingers to the thigh, opening up across the chest and opening up across the shoulders. Breathing here. Back to warrior two. Take the right arm over, down to your lunge. And back to downward facing dog, where again you can bend each knee, moving the hips. Good. Let's take the knees down, open them up, bring the toes together, and reach forward in child's pose again, supporting the forehead if you need to. Breathe here, taking the breath down into the lower back, expanding that rib cage. Good. Nice. Good. Let's lift up again. Tuck the toes to downward facing dog. Nice. Let's take the gaze forward and just walk. You can also hop the feet forward if you like. Exhale and fold. And let's inhale all the way up to standing, reaching up. And then exhale, bring the hands down to heart center. Awesome. Good. Okay, we're going to do a couple of balances here before we come down to seated. So we're going to just lift the arms up. We're going to bend the knees. We're going to take the right knee up and take it across the leg. So keep the arms up. It keeps you a little more challenged in that balance, as you can see. So flex the foot. So the heels forward, the toes are curling back. If you want, you can go a little deeper here by sending the tailbone back and reaching the arms forward. You don't have to. You can stay up a little bit higher. Breathe here. Keep breathing. Keep breathing. And then lift yourself back up. Lift the knee. And then bring the hands down. Bring the foot down. So in a balance like that, make sure you're looking forward at something that's not moving. In other words, don't look at me. Inhale. Let's lift the arms up again. Good. Let's bend the knees and then lift the left knee. Take it across the right leg. Breathing. Woo. My balance is feeling a little bit off right now. But you want to just bring that focus back so you can find the balance again. Squeeze the inner arms in towards your ears. Curl the toes back. You can stay here or maybe lower down a bit more. Reaching forward through those hands. Taking the tailbone back. Breathing here. Nice. Inhale, come back up, lift that knee, and take the foot down. Take the hands down. Excellent. Okay, so just coming to the front of your mat, we're going to come into Utkatasana. We were just a little bit in it right there. Hands on the hips. Bend the knees, take the hips back. Breathing here. Just lift the belly up towards the spine. Lift those arms up again. Now, here's the challenge. You're going to lift the heels up. So this is balancing again. You want to find a spot that's not moving in front of you. Now, slowly, see, don't watch me. Slowly lower yourself back down. You're coming into a little bit of a squat here. And then see if you can lift yourself back up again and lower the heels. Hands down to the hips. Oh my, challenging, right? Shake everything out. Let's do that again. I'm just going to turn for you here. Hands on the hips. Coming into Utkatasana. Send the hips back, bending the knees. Keep the gaze forward. Lift up the arms. The triceps a little bit in front of the ears. Now, come up onto the balls of the feet, lifting the heels as high as you can. Already balanced, you're going to lower down to a squat. Breathe. Breathe. Good, and then let's lift back up again. Woo, yes, that's a workout. And then lower the heels, bring the hands down. Shake everything up. All right, we're just going to simply come right down to sitting again. Good. And now we're going to do a similar pose that we just did standing. You're going to bring your right foot across the left. So it's just above the knee. You're opening up the right knee. You're curling the right toes back. You're also curling the left toes back. I'll just turn here a little bit. Lift up nice and tall, and you're going to lean forward. So you might feel this a little bit in the glute and in the hip. Think about inhaling and then exhaling Bending the elbows, deepening a little bit. Inhale, lift up. Exhale and lower. Good. Try not to drop the head. Inhale, lift up and reach through the top of the head. On your exhale, come back into that forward fold. And just hold here. If you want, you can take your foot. You can drop your head down as long as you keep the position of the legs. Breathing. Good. Lifting up again. Taking the hands beside you, releasing that foot, and just shaking things out. Let's do the same on the other side. So taking the left foot across the right leg, curling the toes back, opening up the left knee, hands beside you. Inhale, lift up, and then on your exhale, hinge forward. So same thing. Inhale and get nice and long, reaching through the top of the head. If your foot feels uncomfortable where it is right now, just try to place it in a different position that might work a little bit better. Inhale, lengthen again through the top of the head. On your exhale, lower a little bit. It might just be a tiny movement. Inhale, lengthen. And exhale, lean forward. Again, while you're here, keep breathing. You might want to take your hands forward. You might take them to the foot. You might even drop your head down to get a little bit deeper into the stretch. Just keep yourself breathing here. Good. Inhale, come on back up. Release that leg. Just shake things out a little bit. Let's take our hands back and just move the knees side to side, just to kind of let everything go. Good. Take your hands behind you. We're just going to do a couple of lifts here. So squeeze the shoulder blades, elbows are bent. You're going to press into the hands and feet and lift up the hips. On an inhale, you're going to drop them down. Exhale, lift. Inhale, drop them down. Exhale, lift. Inhale, drop them down. One more time, lifting up, and this time hold. So take the knees forward, maybe even take the gaze up and over. You just go as far as you can here. Keep pressing into the feet and the hands, all 10 toes down. Breathing, breathing. Good. Slowly take your hips down. Reach those legs forward. Reach the arms up to the ceiling. Good. Take the arms in front of you. Tuck the belly so you're rounding your back, and then slowly come down to your mat. Bring your knees into your chest. Good. So you're still breathing. You still want to keep it as even as you can. You're just rocking the knees side to side. Good. Opening up your arms along the floor. You're going to take the knees over to the left. Try to keep them as close to the chest as you can. And then look over your right shoulder. Try to breathe into it so you can drop that right shoulder. Maybe your left hand comes to your right knee just to gently press down. Move that right hip down towards the foot. Breathe here. The breath is a little slower, a little deeper as you come into the last couple of poses. Breathing. Good. Lift the knees back up. Drop them over to the right this time. Looking over your left shoulder, maybe taking your right hand to your left leg, just gently pressing down. As you breathe, think about relaxing that left shoulder, letting it fall down. Breathe here. Drop the left hip down towards the feet. Nice. Keep the breath going. Keep it nice and even. Nice and long and deep. Good. Let's bring the knees back up. Just hug the knees. Lift the head up towards the knees. Getting into a nice little ball. And then slowly come down into a nice Shavasana position. So you can be lying down with legs straight or your knees bent. Might feel better to have legs up a wall, or you might want to lie on your side. I'm just going to let you lie here for as long as you need to in Shavasana. Remember to let go of the breath. Just let it go back to normal rhythm. Absorb the practice. I hope you got a little bit warm, a little bit more open. And I hope everyone stays well. We'll see you again on Yoga Within at home. Namaste, everyone. Take good care.